and welcome to Fat Squirrel Speaks. Today is Tuesday, April, is it the 28th? And this episode 100 and something, I know. Okay, but really, okay. Back it up. This is the Fat Squirrel Speaks. I'm your hostess, Amy Beth, also known as the Fat Squirrel on Ravelry and Instagram. Instagram is SQRRL though, because there's another Fat Squirrel. Okay, so I don't know what day it is or what episode it is because A, I'm me. And B, I totally wasn't gonna episode today. I also was not going to podcast today. I actually had every intention of podcasting, and then I started washing wool, and somehow the time evaporated. So I thought, oh, I'll just wait till next week. And then I realized that I'm missing a week in there somewhere, and I thought I was having an update next Friday. It's actually this Friday. And, which is actually, might be a good thing, but then I got a little bit, so, I could full on postpone the update, no problem. Okay, it might be like extra cricket even more than normal. Wrong way, oh my gosh. I'll just sit there. Oh wait, that's wrong. Okay, Clearly, this boss lady will let me postpone an update, but I was going to have a special one, like Maryland Sheep and Wool Consolation Prize. Like, oh, I didn't get to go Maryland Sheep and Wool, but at least I got this t-shirt, but it's a bag for my knitting. Might have sheep on it. And that's this weekend! What happened? Are you going to Maryland Sheep and Wool? You do have so much fun. I hope your face, okay, I don't want your face to literally explode, but I want your face to explode with happiness, because you have to carry the happiness of all of us too that can't come, so you have extra happy times. I'm so jealous, in not a bad way. This is actually why I started washing wool. Shenanigans! I don't know, is it really shenanigans? Everything is a shenanigan, people. So, I don't know why I forget every year that I want to go to Maryland Sheep and Wool, but every year, about 2 weeks before Maryland Sheep and Wool, maybe 3, I'm like, oh, I want to go to Maryland Sheep and Wool. Do I need to go to Maryland Sheep and Wool? No. No. But I'm like, but I want to fleece, and I want to play, and I want to do all the things. And Hobbledehoy has a 5-foot-tall thing of bats that she's making. Oh my gosh, and they're green and purple. My face is gonna fall off with the jealousy. Not in a bad way, a little bit. So, in order to try to help myself get over the hurdle of my negative thoughts about how I'm not going to Maryland Sheep and Wool, okay, let me just also clarify, I could go to Maryland Sheep and Wool. I could just be crazy. I could just drive out there. I can rent a car. I can drive it. The point is, it's not really, like, come on. Settle down, self. I'm already doing crazy pipe dreams of going to Rhinebeck. So maybe I should just slow my roll a little bit, right? So I could go to, like, don't pity me in any way. I could. But the reality is it's not realistic to go because it's for me. So anyway, but I still have the jealousy in my heart, okay? So in order to make peace with myself not letting myself go, I had to wash some wool. Let me tell you, it totally worked. Because one of the reasons I really wanted to go to Maryland Sheep and Wool is I was having intense fleece. By the way, I am sorry, I'm so shiny. I've been washing wool all day and I just took a shower before I did this. So I'm a little shiny, but I was like, I need the fleece. I must go to Maryland Sheep and Wool. It's shearing season, and all of the most esteemed and beautiful jacketed fleeces will be there for my perusal and purchasing possibilities. Also Hobbledehoy bats. Oh my gosh, and everything. I want all the things. Oh my gosh, right? So basically what it is I'm not going to Maryland Sheep and Wool, so I don't spend $8 jillion. If I could go and not spend $8 jillion, then it would be much more. I can't be trusted. So, for things I do not need. So anyway, so I've been having intense fleece fantasies. Like I've just like, I must make all the fleece. I don't know what's going on. You know, like I discussed last week. I have to go crazy and do the whole insane thing all at once. So I was like, you know what? I bought like a pretty inexpensive fleece, and like literally inexpensive, because it was not a prime fleece, but it was pretty chocolate brown. It had nice crimp, and I knew it was gonna have a ton of vegetable matter in it. I knew it was not gonna be skirted that well. I knew there were gonna be some second cuts even. I knew that because it was not a $30 a pound fleece. It was very affordable. But I thought, you know what? I need more practice. I need more sheep washing. Okay. I need more fleece washing practice. So I need to practice something that's not like super gorgeous that I'm afraid of messing up. And in fact, I'm going to try to mess up some of it. Okay. Not try, but like I'm just going to own that I'm going to mess up some of it because I'm going to do some experimentation and see what works for me. And so, in order to get over my Maryland sheep and wool sadness, today I've been washing fleece. And let me just discuss with you, I'm totally over it. I don't need another fleece for a while. Now, tomorrow, I'm sure it'll wear off and be like, ba-da-ba-da-da. But for today, I'm good. I don't need any more fleece for a while. So, but anyway, I've just been practicing and doing lots of fun stuff and learning about rinsing and like how the power of rinsing, and I felted some stuff. Never felted anything before. Well, that's not true. I think before I learned to dye anything, like before I maybe even did this podcast, I may have tried to dye some roving and felted it because I shocked it. I did a temperature shock too much on it. Really, to be honest with you, I find if I'm going to felt something, it's usually because of temperature more than agitation or heat or anything else. Temperature shocks are, to me, seem to be what, now again, I'm sure everybody is, but for my own experience, that seems to be more prone to felt something than anything else. So, but anyway, so today I was just experimenting and I was like, you know what, everybody tells you not to use the Dawn, the concentrated Dawn. Why is that? And I'm sure somewhere along the road, somebody told me. But I was like, is it because it suds too much? Is it like too hard to rinse out? Does it not dissolve well enough in the water? So I was like, I'm just going to take part of this. I had like, I don't know, maybe there's like 6-ish pounds of that fleece. I threw a bunch of it away because a bunch of it was like, not even worth time. Not a bunch of it, but it was not really heavily skirted. So a lot of it went out for that. And then there were some portions that were, really had a lot of sticker bush stuff in them, and so I pulled a lot of that out, and of course like you get chunks, and so, but I think all in all there was probably about 6 pounds of that fleece, and so I did it in 3 different batches. I actually washed it outside, which I was really happy with. I don't find myself to be a scent sensitive person, like pretty, I'm not a delicate flower basically, like I got a pretty strong stomach. I can smell a lot of different, like I have a sensitive nose, I think. You're going to be like, no, you smell bad and you don't even know it. But, but I'm not like easily made nauseous or like icky feeling, I guess is what I'm trying to say. But really by the end of the process, I was like, I'm done. I mean, it wasn't like I felt like I was going to be ill, but I was like, oh, okay, done. But what I did is I used my grill. We have a propane grill, and I was using the big canning enamel pots, which are like, you know what I'm talking about, right? The big ones. And when I put those on my stove, they are not happy on my stove. The ridge around I have an old stove, like not cute old, just old. Like the ridge around my stove, and I have a gas stove, and the burner cover things, their burner covers are just slightly below the like kind of border ridge, and with those really big canning hots, if I'm not really careful, or if like something boils over a little bit and the flame jumps, it will actually come out and scorch my countertop. Again, I'm not like real It's obviously happened before. But let's not make it worse, right? So I thought, and my hot water heater gets pretty hot, but I'm just concerned that it's not quite hot enough. Like, I want more hot. I want more heat. So what I did is I filled those big dudes with the hottest water out of my tap, which I think is about, from what I can tell, is about 120-ish degrees. And then I took them out and put them on my propane stove. Not propane stove, my gas grill, propane grill. And I actually have like one of those little side burners, which is where I started. And then I got really worried that that was too much weight on it. Like it's heavy. Like one of those big canning things full of water is heavy. So I actually just put it on the gas top until it works. Just turned on the burners that it was over. Why not? Anyway, I thought it was very clever. I'm sure everybody has done it before. I did not invent this thing. But I liked it because, again, the smells can get kind of intense in a house over time. Like, our exhaust does not vent out. It just vents. It was just so stupid, but whatever. But it doesn't, we don't have an out vent. And, like, I even have windows open, but it's just not cool. It's a little chilly to be doing full-on air circulation. And again, inside, if there's a ton of air circulation, that flame tends to jump and can be a little bit scary on my stove. So anyway, so I did it outside, and then I just took a colander. And also I was a little bit concerned. I know that most people say it's fine to wash your fleeces in your sink, and I actually have washed a fleece in my sink. Not a whole fleece, but like that one I just did. It's like 3 pounds. But I was afraid, I was like, if it's once every 6 months, I'm sure it's fine. But I was afraid, since these are kind of close together, that maybe I'd be pushing it a little bit. So I just put it outside, put the fleece in there, let it sit. I didn't leave the flame on the whole time. I just turned it on to get it a little bit hotter, and then covered it up, walked away, and then just went back and used, when I dye, I have like those colander inserts for pots. And I just put that up on, we have a fire ring with some like Firestone around it. And I just put that on the Firestone and dumped all the water in, and I figured, I don't know what's gonna happen. Well, actually I already saw what happened. It's done! Ah! But did I tell you why? I think I started on that Dawn thing and then just like went off the deep end. I did try the Dawn, the concentrated Dawn, just to see what would happen on a small portion of it. Probably about, well, about a pound. Okay, so you're like, that's not. It was like $8. It's okay. Really okay. Felt it. Felted. Super fast. And I'm sure that that's, I probably have been told that, and just, everybody tells you not to use the concentrated Dawn. You know, like the Ultra Dawn or whatever. But I was like, well, I don't know what happens. Felt it. At least it did in my experience, because the other 2 batches I did where I did not use that stuff and use the same process did not melt. So I'm sure that, again, I'm sure somebody told me somewhere, but I've just forgotten. But I'll just tell you again, don't use that. Even if you're in a pinch, don't do it. Now somebody's be like, I use it all the time, it's fine. Yeah, I don't know. You have a different pH in your water. Sure. Mine's different. And we do have really hard water. Anyway, so that's what I've been doing all morning. It's all out on a tarp right now in the backyard drying. It's so fun. I also tried to dye, well, I did try. I did. I also dyed some of my Cormo fleece. So I just wanted to see what happened. It was experimentation day. So I wanted some green. I don't know, all of a sudden I went green. I don't have anything green. I used to love green. It would be the only thing I would ever buy or do or anything. And then for some reason I stopped doing it because I was like, dude, I'm out of control with the green. Out of control. And now I'm like, more green! So I had to dye some of that Cormo green and see what happened. It seems like it's okay. I don't know, we'll see what happens. It's drying. The fleece of like not the, okay, the fleece that's somewhat, the fleece that is the borderline of what I will accept even. Anything worse I would not accept or even fiddle with. But it's a lot of VM. It's definitely like an out in the field sheep. But it's really pretty wool, so we'll see if I can make it happen. So it's out like on a tarp in the backyard. The Corbo is like on a drying rack with a blanket underneath of it. Like all delicate and beautiful. Whatever. Annie had fun. my dog. She had fun. When I would go inside, she would watch the fleece to make sure that nothing happened with it. She didn't hurt it. She just was like, the sheep might get up and walk out of there any minute. She was concerned. I don't blame her. So yeah, that's what's happening. Right? Along in this process, also today, but should I just say that now? Because I'm going to forget if I don't say it now. I probably won't record next week though, because it'll be crazy. But also this week, Little Miss Beautiful Joanna Spring of Knit Spin Farm, who has her own podcast and her own Etsy shop. Hi, goodbye something. And her own sheep. Told me that I could borrow her drum carter for a little bit. Because she's in the middle of her spring, like, getting ready for the farm. Because she's a farmer lady. She told me I could come borrow her drum carter. So, I've drum carded the Cormo. Not all of it. That's not silly. It's experimentation. Am I going to drum card all of the everythings before I have to return it? No. But that's okay, because I think that's what I'm going to get with my SSK money this year. Usually right after SSK, I allow myself one, like, larger equipment purchase. So it's a little bit larger than normal, but I think I'm going to do it. So I had that Cormo from last week, and I made a bat. This is like, do you see how fat this is? This is like 3/4 of an ounce. It's so awesome. It is so fluffy and fun, right? And this is like half of the bat that I took off because I spun half of it into this little guy. Because again, I just wanted to see what would happen. How delicate did I have to be with this whole process? And I was very careful. I did take each lock. Well, I didn't wash them in lock formation. I was gentle with them, but I was not fastidious about it at all. So each clump, let's say clump, I really did try to open up any lock ends and any kind of cut ends. I was not crazy, but I did try to be careful. And you can see my bat, I used some of the more VME parts because I was experimenting, and I don't know if you can really tell. There's a lot of tiny bits of hay in there. No sticks hardly, but just little bits of green feed. And I made this little skein, and you can definitely see that there is VM in it, but it is kind of like powdery level. I don't think it's distracting. In the white, it's distracting, but that's one of the reasons I wanted to dye it. It is not texturally distracting though. You know what I mean? Like some VM that's dry, like the yellow hay versus the, like straw. Hay is what they eat, straw is what they lay in. That straw is like actually scratchy, but this is hay, I think, actual feed hay, and it is just like particle, like little bits. So, and it's not crunchy feeling. But so that was fun, right? Eek. So that is spinning shenanigans. I also got to see the farm again. Got to see the badger. Got to see the sheep. Got to see all the things starting to grow. I got to see sugar pie, and I got to hold a baby chicken. It's pretty much a great day, all in all. Like, I don't think we had actual other shenanigans, did we? No. Toe had a birthday party she had to go to. It's her first non-me knowing them birthday party. But she had a very good time. It's very weird to just be like, you're a person who I'm just going to trust not to kill my kid because you haven't killed your kid yet. Like, here, take my kid for 5 hours. I'm not like a real hovery mom, but that's a little scary to do. Anyway, so I guess that's enough for shenanigans. Let's talk about spinning. I made that. I also finished I also finished the singles of my looped bullseye bump, which I'm very excited about. It's called Wild Rose, and it's a merino bamboo tussa silk, no sparkle. And this is the end. It was 5.6 ounces, I think. No, 5.3 ounces. And I was afraid it wasn't all going to fit on a bobbin, especially when it was plied. But so this is the middle-ish to the outside of the bump. And what you can't see is, you can kind of see there how that's more purpley. Well, well, it's more like, really, that's actually, I think, the dark. Well, anyway, so it goes from like this taupey color to a darker brown to a darkery brown purple, my favorite, and then to a lighter brown purple, and then to like a mauve kind of light rose color, and then like hot pink. I think it's gonna be awesome. And then here's the end of it, this dark green. Right. So I'm hoping for it'll be chain plied. I'm hoping for a fingering to sport weight. I'm afraid the end of it's going to be heavier than the beginning. As much as I try not to be like, I'm done, there's definitely that thought happening. So that was fun though, and I've really enjoyed that. It has been very time consuming, but enjoyable. And then what else? How much time are we at? 21 minutes. Okay, I still think we could do that though. I have also been working on my neon. Did I say that right? Neon Beast. I think I said Nyan, like Nyan cat. And that's a pattern by Vera Valimaki. Oh my gosh. Not a hole, just a pick. And I'm knitting that with Tosh Merino Twist Light. Madeline Tosh Twist Light. I just combined two yarns there. It's Madeline Tosh Twist Light. So it's the new one with nylon in it that's fingering weight. And it's hard to show you. Oh my gosh, I'm so hungry, by the way. It's like almost 3 o'clock. I've had a piece of toast. I couldn't eat while I was doing all that sheep stuff. Anyway, but now I'm feeling like, here it is so far. This color is geode. This color I think is called wheat. Winter wheat. The gold, the yellow. It's not really gold, the yellow. So geode, winter wheat. And then the gray is kitten. I don't know, I really like it. So basically I'm on my last wide stripe, and the last wide stripe is with the winter wheat. I might throw in one like inch wide stripe of the geode at the end. It's so fun. We'll see. We'll see what happens. And per the pattern, if I go as written, then I have already used all the geode I will use, and you can see it did not take very much. And then the kitten even, I have still quite a bit left. So anyway, did all that. And then the next thing I have to show you, I have no finished objects. The next thing I have to show you is new. It is called Pop Spots. So it's a new shawl for me. It's called Pop Spots, and I'm trying to look up who wrote it. Juju Vale. So it was designed by Juju Vale for Loop of London. And here is the cover photo. By the way, it's so gorgeous. Right? In the reflection, can you see my giant basket of laundry that I have to fold? Anyway, it's gorgeous. And it's for fingering weight. And that's what I need to say, right? It is a paid for pattern, as is the Neon Beast. And I am knitting mine in Tosh Merino Light, which is the single ply fingering weight. Ah! The purple is medieval, right? Yeah. The purple is medieval, and the green is, or the greenish, yellowish is maple leaf. Ah! Isn't that fun? So several people on Instagram were knitting this, and I was like, I must have it. I must do it. And I was afraid that it was going to be obnoxiously tedious. It's totally not. 1 row in 12 is a pain. But when I say pain, not really. 1 row in 12, you have to do something. And as you can see, your spots, this is not a solid row. This will also be a spot row. What you do is, and there's videos, you can just Google Pop Spots, because this is just a stitch. What I'm trying to say is I'm not giving anything away. I mean, I am, but like, this is a stitch pattern that you can find other places. You're dropping down. So what you do is when this thing happens, this bar, you've actually dropped down till you get to the purple, and then picked that up, and then you're knitting them all together. Anyway, that does not sound very clear. But you watch the video and figure it out. what I'm trying to tell you is, while this is not an instructional video, what I'm trying to indicate to you is that it's not that big of a pain. Now, it would be even less of a pain if I'd had the foresight not to use a single ply, because single plies tend to catch, like, it's not splitting the yarn in any way, but you kind of get just a fiber or two that is split off or that kind of wants to hang on to the row above it. And so you kind of have to, it's a little harder to drop down when you're doing single ply. But whatever, it's still very fun. And it's a very big effect, obviously. You're going from this solid stripe to a stripe that looks like this. So it's fun. And then there will also be a border, which I will knit with this. Now, this is actually much redder, pinker. In real life, it's definitely reading blue there. Blue-purple. It's like a reddy purple. Anyway, so I'll use that as the border. And it'll be so exciting. Because it's a lacy border. So that's very fun. Very, very fun. And I got my, all of this Tosh yarn brought to you by Simply Soft Yarn. Whatever, it's fun to have stash. Stash can be stressful sometimes, but sometimes it's fun. So you're like, oh, I gotta make that happen together. Gotta do it. Okay, so that's all. Now let's do shameless self-promotion. Shameless self-promotion. It's totally shameless. And it's self-promoting. Ah! Sorry about that. So shameless self-promotion. There will be an update, as I said earlier, May 1st. Because it's Maryland Sheep and Wool, and some of us need to buy some stuff. Right? If you're not going to Maryland Sheep and Wool, sometimes you're just going to sit in your little house and buy some things. That's what I do. That's what I do. So, this will be your consolation prize. And it seems especially fitting. Obviously, if you're at Maryland Sheep and Wool, you can buy a bag. I'm not checking. Ah! How cute is it? It's so happy. So this is like a fun, I love this color. It's like a mustardy, bronzy gold color. It is wonderful. This is a small wedge size. And look, oh, do you see him? Is he right there? No, where is he? Oh, there he is. Sometimes there's even a little wee sheep. Right there. Look. These will have the traditional unbleached cotton lining. There's this goldish colorway, and there's also a fun, sorry, I don't have the sample done. I'm missing a week. So there'll also be this fun colorway. This is a Japanese import fabric, and so it's a cotton linen blend. It is it's a little bit softer than I would normally use without interfacing. However, it's such a beautiful texture that I'm not going to interface it because it would just, in my opinion, ruin it. Ruin it! And who could ruin the sheep fabric? I could not sleep at night. So originally I was going to do small wedges and large wedges, but I feel like it's not quite enough body for a large wedge. So the update will have lots of small wedges, and it may have some socks. I think it'll probably have sock bags. This will be a sewn to order update. So it'll go out in 7 to 10 days. And I feel like that's 7 to 10. I'll go on 7 to 10 days. Unless something crazy happens. That's always a caveat. So yeah, that'll be happening. I hope you like this fabric as much as I do, because I may have bought a lot of it. Whatever, if you don't like it, part of me doing the sewn to order is if you don't like it. That way I can make myself a dress out of it. Because clearly I need to have a sheep dress. Hello. So how selfish am I? Like, well, just in case. Be sewn to order. That said, there will be a lot that are already done. But just in case. I don't know, sometimes you don't like stuff I think I'm gonna like. Anyway, I think that's all. The Gratitude Cal is still going on. As I mentioned earlier, I do not think I'll be podcasting next week, but I'm glad to see everybody's gratituding it along. Especially in times where it's sometimes very easy to get overwhelmed it's good to still try to make time, even though it seems very difficult. Try to make time for that in your day. Really helps. Anyway, sorry, thinking inside my head, not sure what to put outside my head. Probably should keep it inside my head. I hope you have a great week, and I'll talk next time. Bye.